twists and turns. It all comes to a conclusion here tonight as we welcome you on this February night to the Caesars Superdome in New Orleans. This is Super Bowl 59. A champion set to be crowned tonight. It's Super Bowl 59. And off we go to a flash of lights here in New Orleans. Oh, he's got room past the 30. And they will finally get him down, but he gets all the way close to the 40-yard line. Now a 1st and 10 from the 38-yard line. First carry for Saquon Barkley. And he'll push his way ahead for a gain of 2. That's Dexter Lawrence in for the tackle. Second down and 8. Throwing, Nix. He finds the big tight end. That's Gerald Everett. And they're going to work this down inside the 45.
What a luxury. There's certain teams, when they have a guy like this, I mean, not only is he the big target, but then to have that size and speed to run away from these linebackers and do so much of his damage after the catch.
From out of the gun, they give it to Barkley. And they bring him down, but not until they get inside the 30-yard line.
This is one of those cases where having high-end speed in the backfield can be such a game changer. The offensive linemen don't need to hold their blocks quite as long. You give this guy a little bit of a crease, and man, he is gone.
So they come to the line for 1st down and 10. From the shotgun, here's Nix. Open man, it's Jameson Williams. Now they are in business inside the 15-yard line.
They've done a nice job spreading the ball around. Make the defense have to account for as many different weapons as possible here early. But think back to our conversation with this coaching staff, Mike. They identified this guy as someone they needed to get involved early and often, so that might be his first target. I don't think it's going to be his last.
And he'll work forward for about 3. It's 2nd down. They'll stay on the ground with Barkley. He is in. Saquon Barkley. Touchdown Chargers. That opens the scoring here in Super Bowl 59. Exactly the way they scripted this one. A beautiful opening drive, Greg. Able to find the end zone on the game's first possession.
And, Mike, the word that comes to mind looking at that drive is execution, and that's exactly what they talked about all week long. They wanted to come out early in this game and establish an early rhythm, and that's exactly what they did with that touchdown drive.
Nothing is our score as this kick is sent into the air. Now return coming from the 7. Now an opening past the 30. And this will wind up working out well. He's going to take it up to the 40-yard line. Good return. Now the second-year man out of Alabama, Jahmyr Gibbs. And a nice run there. He'll be stopped just shy of a 1st down. A pickup of 9.
Really nice job by the interior of this offensive line. It typically just takes one guy to distort the defense to give the back enough room to operate And that's exactly what they did here, and it led to a big gain.
And he'll be hauled down at about the 35-yard line.
So you're on the sideline and you're watching the other team go right down the field and score on their first drive. As a play caller, you have to be careful that it doesn't throw you out of your initial plan coming into the game. They wanted to establish some ground game here early, and that's exactly what they did. Mike, I love studying the NFL and just seeing the amount of ways NFL coordinators are able to get their running backs now involved in the passing game. They're kind of chess pieces. They can move them out in the slot. They can put them out wide, of course out of the backfield. It's a big part of today's modern NFL. One of the easiest ways to negate these really good pass rushes in the NFL, Mike, is just to simply get the ball out of the quarterback's hand as fast as possible. And sometimes it's by design, sometimes it's based on need. But really nice job there by the quarterback, getting into the hands of his receiver and then see what he can do after the catch. Nice job here by the defense. Did a good job just covering up everything for the most part. So once this ball was caught, really didn't have much of a choice but to just head out of bounds and pick up a modest gain.
He'll bring it inside the red zone. Finding space. Gain of 7. Inside the 20. On 3rd and 2, it's Williams. That's complete to Moore on the right side. The Bears are going to be set up with a 1st and goal as they're able to convert there on 3rd and 3. Here's Gibbs. And he'll just get up inside those big bodies up front. And he's in. Jahmyr Gibbs. Touchdown, Bears. McPherson, good on the extra point. And the Bears come right back to tie it at 7. Each team one possession, each team a score. 7-7 as they kick it off. And we will not have a run back here. It's a touchback, and we'll come out to the 20-yard line. The drive begins at the 20. Here's 1st and 10. He'll start on the ground with Barkley. And he'll get forward for a couple. Kirby Joseph there to make the play. He'll come up on a 2nd down and 8. Working out of the gun, it's Nix. And that's going to be incomplete. Coverage was good that time. The contact jarring the ball loose and forcing 3rd down.
He's just unable to secure the catch through the contact, and really nice job timing that hit up by the defense. And at this point, all you can do is get up, get back in the huddle, and hope your quarterback gives you another shot.
And he'll be taken down up past the 40-yard line.
These 3rd down conversions are just so important, Mike. Everybody stresses we want to possess the ball, give our offense as much opportunity to end as many drives as we can, scoring points. So if you want to stay on the field, you better be good on 3rd down.
Now he's loose down the right sideline. And he is out of bounds, but not until he's inside the 40-yard line. His first catch of this Super Bowl, and good for the 1st down. On the ground, this is Barkley. And he is crushed in the backfield. Defenders firing through. Shut it down right away for a loss of yardage. So after 1 here in Super Bowl 59, all even on the scoreboard. More from New Orleans after this. So they go backwards on first down. Here's 2nd and 13. Off the play fake, here's Nix. Hit as he throws, and it is incomplete. Just couldn't deliver that one the way he wanted to. Not really sure if there was much there anyways. We do know it'll be 3rd down. Nix from the gun on 3rd down. And this is going to be incomplete. That is great work there, making things difficult defensively. It'll set up a 4th down.
And this passing game continues to come up short these last couple plays. That's 2 consecutive incompletions in a row. Now they're staring 4th down right in the face.
It's too long for a field goal. They'll go for it here on 4th down. Nix gonna throw for it. This one intercepted. Picked off by Justin Reed. And he's gonna give a short field to his offense here as they try to break the tie.
It's not often, Mike, that everything breaks right for this type of return off of an interception. But boy, is it beautiful when it does. I mean, look at the defenders just flip around and become blockers, trying to spring their guy to the house. Great athleticism, some great moves on his part. I mean, he's going to have some of his offensive teammates looking over their shoulder for their position.
His first catch of this Super Bowl, and good for the 1st down. Throwing is Williams. Here's a screen set up for Gibbs. A fresh set of downs to work with. It is 1st down and 10. From the gun, here's Gibbs.
And this is a great example of why it's so important on defense to sprint to the ball. His ability to make people miss is hard for one guy to get him on the ground. But when you can get everybody to the ball, eventually you can take them down. And in this case, they do it for a loss.
And he will take this into the end zone. What a run! Williams. Touchdown, Chicago. McPherson, good on the extra point. And the Bears will move out to a 14-7 lead. The kickoff team is out on the field. And we're back to it as the kick's away. This returnable from the 4. And he's brought down right at the 25-yard line. On the ground, it's Barkley to start the drive. And that'll go for a gain of about 4. The veteran Bobby Wagner in there on the stop. Here's 2nd and 6. That's Washington, the man in motion. Play action now. It's Nix. That's caught by the tight end, Darnell Washington. And he's going to be brought down up past the 45.
This pass defense, it just has to be better than this, Mike. They have to do a better job accounting for everybody in their coverages. They have to play their defense exactly according to the plan. Because if not, this quarterback has enough weapons, he can spread the ball out and find the open space.
They run out of the gun with Barkley. The tackle's going to be made down at the 40-yard line.
Well, there's not a whole lot of fancy going on here, Mike. This is just kind of old school, line up and run smash mouth football. It's exactly what they did, but it still ends up in a big gain, and he picks up the first down.
They'll come up 1st and 10 at the 40. Back to throw is Nix. And he'll be taken down. They got him back at the 50-yard line. Work to do now as they come up on 2nd and long. I'll run up the middle with Barkley. Well, they'll get some of the sack yardage back, but it's still going to leave them with 3rd down. The Bears will use one of their timeouts here. Got to get it to the 30. Here comes 3rd down. Here's Nix to throw. This one complete. Right side, it's Watson. And he's in! Christian Watson. Touchdown, Los Angeles. What a job to finish the play with a touchdown. The catch and carry, and the carry part, Greg, that was the most impressive there.
Well, you said it, Mike. The catch was nice. But it's what can you do after the catch that really separates guys in this league. And in this case, he did plenty because it ended up in a touchdown.
We are all square, 14 apiece the score as this one's away. This kick is fielded in the end zone, but no move to bring it out. It's touchback, and that ball will come out to the 30-yard line. Here's 1st and 10. On the ground to start, they give it to Gibbs. He'll move the pile forward. Let's give him a couple. Stop made by Samson Ebukam. Two minutes to play here in what's been an even first half. We're back to New Orleans and Super Bowl 59 after this. They'll motion the tight end, Smith. On 2nd down, it's Williams. That's to the right side and incomplete. He was looking for Jahmyr Gibbs out of the backfield. And it'll be 3rd down.
Seemed to me from up here, Mike, that he really locked in on that guy. He told himself, I'm going to give my guy a chance to go compete for this ball. But anytime he enters such a crowded area, it usually means if he works through his progression, there's an easier throw somewhere on the field. Instead, he tries to fit it in and just wasn't able to quite make the completion.
To the left side, into the hands of Moore. That's a second charge timeout to Chicago. And they'll get a chance to talk things over after picking up that 1st down.
And this is why most teams, Mike, decide to take the ball first after the halftime break, because they want to be able to control this middle 4. At the end of the first half, you can use your timeout, you can use some strategy to steal an extra possession. If they're able now to go down and come away with points, they'll have a chance to double it up again right after the halftime break.
That's into the hands of Moore. That's his 3rd catch of this first half, and good enough for a 1st down. Trying to throw again. Here's Williams. Escaping the danger, throwing, and completing. And they bring him down, but not until they get inside the 30-yard line. They hand it to Gibbs. He'll push forward here, down to about the 27. DeForest Buckner brings him down. Here's 2nd and 9. Once again, it's Gibbs. And that one going to be closed down in the backfield. Great defensive play. Knifing in and dropping him for a loss. On 3rd down, it's Williams. He's into space past the 25. Second reception of this Super Bowl. And it's good enough for a 1st down.
That last completion's going to go a long way towards at least finishing this 2-minute drive, Mike, with some points. You're already in field goal range, so now the idea is continue to work the clock down, take a couple shots at the end zone. You want to get points, ideally a touchdown, but either way, you have the ball last before the end of the 2nd quarter.
Here's a 2nd and 9. Operating from the shotgun, it's Williams. He'll be hit as he throws this time, and it's going to fall incomplete. And he might be fortunate just to avoid the sack, and it'll set up a 3rd down. On 3rd down, it's Williams from the gun. He gets this one to Moore. And he's going to be taken down short of the marker. And that is going to set up an interesting 4th down decision. With the score, all time. All right, Coach, thank you very much. We welcome you back. It is quarter number 3. Stage is set for a thrilling 2nd half here in New Orleans. We're back underway at Super Bowl 59. And no chance to return this one through the end zone for a touchback. Set to go now on 1st and 10. Off play action. Here's Williams. And he'll just get rid of this. Smart play to throw it away, and that'll set up 2nd down.
Nice example there, Mike, of the quarterback just being smart with the ball, understanding it didn't quite develop the way he had intended. Throw that ball out of harm's way, live to play another down.
On the handoff, this is Gibbs. And not much there. He's back to the original line. No gain on that one.
You could tell the entire time that running back is just looking for his crease to get vertical and cut back. But the defense does a great job. Inside-out pursuit, strings this ball out towards the sideline. Nowhere to go, and they make a big stop for no gain.
They'll try to hit him with a screen. And a good job here defensively. They did not let him get away. He's well short of the 1st down marker.
That's just one of those drives that was out of whack from the start, Mike. They just couldn't get anything going on the early downs, and they'll most likely punt the ball away and hope that their defense can do the same thing and get them the ball back.
The punter remains on the sideline. They're going to line up and go for it on 4th down. They'll motion the tight end, Smith. That one on target to Moore. And he's going to have the Bears 1st down. They come up with a big one there to keep the drive moving. And then some. They'll run with Gibbs. And that'll be a pickup of 3. Second and 7. They'll run it to the right here with Gibbs. And he is stopped in his tracks. Loss of a couple on the play.
This is what every defense in the league is shooting for, Mike. Negative plays. That's how you kill drives. Force teams to play from behind the sticks. Great job here, taking them down for a loss.
Pass right side, and Higgins has the catch.
I think this is one of those plays that when the ball carrier watches this back in the film room tomorrow, he's going to be a little frustrated with himself. If he could just have made that one guy miss, he picks up the first down. Instead, he gets brought down short of the sticks, and now they got a fourth down decision to make.
A field goal, no gimme from this distance. They'll go on fourth down. That's caught. Left side. It's complete. It's a pickup of 12 as they wind up converting on fourth down. They'll come up here, first and 10. Working out of the gun, here's Williams. This one complete to Higgins.
The receiver thought he had a nice soft spot in that zone coverage, and he settles down to give a nice target to the quarterback. The defense had eyes on him the entire time. Secure rally tackle prevents that from turning into a big play.
Oh, trying to set up the screen, but that is going to fall incomplete.
I think he just rushed that decision just a little bit downfield. I mean, it's one thing to trust your guy to make a play in tight coverage, but I think if he was a little bit more patient in his progression, there was an easier throw out there that wouldn't make him have to throw such a tight window ball and put his receiver in a tight spot.
That'll be intercepted. Picked off by Matt Milano. And the Chargers will take over here at their own 12.
All right, Mike, file this play away. If they're able to hold on and pull this game out, we're going to look back on this as the pivotal moment of this game. Oftentimes, it takes that one big moment to sway the outcome of a game, and no bigger play than a pick deep inside your own red zone.
Here's Barkley. 13 yards to start that drive. And a quick first down.
Really nice job at his running back here, Mike. I don't think this play was blocked particularly well. I think it was a combination of his patience and then his speed around the left side to not only pick up the first down, but pick up good yardage while he was at it.
This one complete to Washington. And they'll be set up now. Up past the 40 with that one.
These crossing concepts are frequently used, Mike, throughout the entire game, all across the league. And what it does is it creates a lot of natural rubs. You run out the backside of the defense and rely heavily on the yards after the catch, and it's exactly how they're able to pick up this big game.
Past midfield to the 45. And he'll be out of bounds, but not before he gets inside the 35-yard line. A pickup there of 25 yards. And the Chargers have the first down. On the bootleg, it's Nix. Our throw here, right side, falls incomplete. Christian Watson, the intended receiver. And it'll bring up second down.
This is a pass that just needs to be completed, Mike. The opportunity was there. His guy was open. They ran out of room a little bit there on the sideline. Couldn't quite get the ball up and down fast enough and ends up being thrown out of bounds.
On the zone read, this is Nix. A pickup of 14 on that one. It's good for a Charger first down.
So, Mike, at the core of a successful zone read play is that the quarterback understands which defender is he responsible for. That is the defender they're trying to put in a bind. In this case, he chooses the runner, the quarterback pulls the ball, and he's able to take off for a big game.
That is caught, and he's in.
doesn't it, Mike? Here in the second half, you got a tie ball game. Now you're able to get out in front. Let's see how this other team responds, having to play from behind.
We got a ton of time, Greg, but a little momentum feel. Come out of the locker room, take the lead. Now it's up to the other team to climb uphill. So great way, perfect way to get this second half started. Here's McLaughlin now. After the score, he'll kick this one away. And this one is fielded in the end zone. Will not be returned. So it'll come out to the 30. They'll break the huddle. Coming up now for 1st and 10. They'll go play action here with Williams. Oh, the struggles continue. Another interception. Picked off by Patrick Queen. And his offense is going to be all set up with a short field and a chance to extend their lead.
I think you chalk this one up, Mike, to just a rookie mistake. And anytime you have a young signal caller behind center, you're going to have to deal with some of these ups and downs. Every once in a while, they're just not going to see the coverage. They're going to get baited into making a bad throw. That's kind of par for the course. The key is how fast can these rookie quarterbacks turn the page, move on, and not make the same mistake again. The whole idea of the play-action pass, Mike, is that you can slow the pass rush down enough that it allows longer, slower developing pass concepts to open up downfield. But in this case, they were on him so fast that by the time he got his head around, that ball needed to come out. There was no timing and ultimately led in an incompletion.
Here's a 3rd down and 4. The man in motion is Watson. On 3rd down, they'll go with Saquon. A gain of 11 on that one. 1st down, L.A.
Pretty much just more of the same from what we saw with this back in the first half. And he doesn't need much. He gets a little bit of space, and then he can create the rest. It's the combination of patience, vision, and then the burst to hit the hole once he sees it. This guy's been a handful all day.
Space getting tight here. Down to the 13-yard line. They work 1st and 10. Working out of the gun, it's Nix. Quick throw here is complete. And he will get into the end zone. Darnell Washington. Touchdown Chargers.
We all make such a big deal, Mike, when we see a quarterback go through his progression and deliver a deep downfield strike for a touchdown. But sometimes, just take what's easy, the easy pitch and catch, get an underneath completion. That's exactly what the quarterback does here. Takes what the defense gives them, and when you have a playmaker like that on the outside, they can do the rest with their feet after the catch, and end result is still a touchdown.
Here's McLaughlin now. After the score, he'll kick this one away. The return team going to let that one go. It'll go through the end zone. It's a touchback. 1st and 10. They'll start this one on the ground with Gibbs. And he'll be taken down up at the 40-yard line. It's a nice start to the drive. A gain of 10 and a quick 1st down. From the shotgun, it's Williams. This one, downfield, taken in by Higgins. And he'll be taken down, but they are in business inside the 30-yard line. There's 14. Here's Williams on 1st and 10. He'll tuck it and take off.
Nothing open here downfield. I think it's a good job just getting to the edge, getting something positive, getting out of bounds.
Throwing on 2nd down. Williams. Over the middle. It's taken in by Waddle. And he's going to be taken down.
And this is a tricky part of the game for any defense. You find yourself protecting a late lead, and the age-old question is, do you remain aggressive? Do you try to just keep the ball from being thrown over your head and make everything be tackled and played in front of you? That's what every defensive coordinator struggles with, so they can't get too soft here as they try to hold on to this lead here late.
Williams to throw on 2nd down. That is caught. What a job to keep the play alive. T. Higgins. Touchdown, Bears. On is McPherson for the extra point. It's up and good. And the Bears are back to within 7. It's 28-21. So, things a little more interesting now. Back to a one-score game as they kick it away. The return starts from the 5. He's across the 20, taken down just shy of the 25. So here's a 1st and 10 now. They'll start from the 24. That's Washington, the man in motion. Play action now. It's Nix. And he can't hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. What a good job defensively to meet him just as the ball was arriving. And it'll be 2nd down.
So on a day where he's completed, give or take half of his passes, Mike, you have to imagine there's a handful of throws he'd like to have back, and I think that last one falls in that category. But biggest thing, and most fortunately for them, they find themselves with a lead despite a bit of an up-and-down performance out of their quarterback.
On 2nd down, Barkley. He'll pop this ahead for about 4, but it will set up 3rd down. It's a gain of 4. Brings up 3rd and 6. From the shotgun, here's Nix. That's caught. Saquon Barkley. He is knocked down hard. Wow, they stopped him in his tracks, but he does have enough to pick up the 1st down.
At this point in the game, Mike, it really starts coming down to the number of possessions. So that's a huge 1st down conversion. Fresh set of downs. Now, the balance is stay aggressive and maintain the ball, but also start working this clock.
The man in motion is Watson. And a nice run there. He'll be stopped just shy of a 1st down. A pickup of 9. An enviable spot to operate from. Here's 2nd and inches. They'll run it here with Saquon. And he'll work forward for a yard, but that's all he needed. This is going to be a 1st down. First down. 1st and 10 at the 48-yard line. They'll go play action with Nix. They'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
You can't fault the quarterback on this one, Mike. He really didn't even have much of an opportunity. By the time he hit the top of his drop and got his eyes downfield, the defense was all over him, and he really had no choice but to just get that ball out of his hand and live to play another snap.
He is met and dropped. A couple of yards behind the line of scrimmage, too.
You know, at this point, the defense has to sell out and stop the run. You know exactly what the offense is trying to get accomplished by keeping the ball on the ground. But now the question remains, are they willing to take some risk here and put the ball in the air on third down, or do they play it safe and keep running the clock by keeping the ball on the ground?
This crowd into it now as we get to third down. He'll get this out to the left flat. His first catch of this Super Bowl, and good for the first down.
A lot could go wrong anytime you decide to put the ball in the air here late in the fourth quarter as you're trying to run out the clock and protect this lead. But at the same time, I like that they haven't gone super conservative, just handoff right, handoff left, and it just turns into tackling practice. So I like the balance of making the defense defend everything, because right now, possess the ball, protect the ball, and ultimately just run the clock out.
Second down and 8. They'll drop to throw. Quick throw, taken in. And they'll work this close to a first down, maybe just a tad short.
The drag route is certainly not the most complicated route on the route tree, but a really nice job there using the scheme to create separation. He did a really nice job there working across the middle of the field as he made himself open.
Now a screen set up for Barkley. And he will have the first down. He caught it short of the line to gain, but knows right where that marker is, and he's able to pick up that first down.
Really just comes down to everybody understanding the situation. You realize, how many yards do I need to get for the first down? And just make sure at least one of my receivers is past the sticks. That's where he went with the ball, and they're able to convert.
Now Barkley. And he finds a little bit of space. He'll take this forward for a gain of 4. Here's a 2nd and 6. Once again, it's Barkley. He'll turn this into a gain of about 4. It's going to lead to third down. Off the play fake, here's Nix. And that is incomplete.
Great pass rushers live for third down, especially when they know the offense has to be one-dimensional. And this is a great example here, Mike. They can just pin their ears back and go. They know there is no threat for run. It is a must-pass situation, and for this offense, they're lucky it didn't result in a sack.
The offense is staying right there. They're going for it. 4th and a couple. On 4th down, here's Nix. That's taken in.
And this is the blueprint, Mike. The ability to sustain and maintain possession and methodically move the ball down the field in the process. The defense has had no answers up until this point, and now the next step is, can they come away with 6? Because anything less than that, after this long drive, would be a bit of a letdown.
Not much there, maybe a yard. The Bears go ahead, take their 3rd and final timeout. Clock is stopped. 47 seconds left here in the 4th. Now, faking the give. That's caught. It's Dameon Pierce. And nice work after the catch. He stopped a little short of the first down marker, but it is a pickup of 9. Here's third down and a few inches. They'll try and run it here with Pierce. And this is going to be a touchdown. They are going to extend the lead here in the final minute of play. Now the Chargers will use the first of their timeouts, and they'll stop it with 28 seconds to go in the game. McLaughlin now.
Never got to this moment ever.
He knocks it through. And the Chargers will open it up even further here in this fourth quarter. So the kickoff team out there one final time in the final minute as they kick it away. And no chance to return this one through the end zone for a touchback. This is 1st and 10. Off play action. Here's Williams. He'll air one out for Higgins. A whole lot of chances on that one. It was bouncing around, but it falls incomplete. T. Higgins, the intended receiver on that one, and that will lead to a second down. Operating from the shotgun, it's Williams. He's going to dial up another deep ball. And they will bring him down on the other side of midfield. And this franchise has done it. They are your Super Bowl champions.
Good game, Phil. Let's go, baby. Go ahead, pour it over Jim, baby. Jim Harbaugh, you did your shit. Bo Nix for president. Bo Nix for fucking president, nigga. Got Randy Moss in the fucking building. Passing the trophy down.
Commissioner Goodell.
Bo Nix for fucking president, nigga. Bo Nix for president.
Los Angeles Chargers, champions of Super Bowl 59.
Let's go!
So that will put a wrap on this year on EA Sports. Thanks to my partner, Greg Olson, for a great first season together in the booth. Until the fall, Mike Tirico. Good night from the Super Bowl in New Orleans.